Envirothoners! Because we're not meeting in person this year, we put together a few videos to help you study for the Chester County Envirothon. We made some videos for you to use throughout Envirothon Week and throughout the rest of the year. Chester County Conservation District and Chester County Parks Plus Preservation have worked together to bring you these videos. Please note that these videos are made using funding from our Envirothon sponsors. So, thank you to our sponsors and partners for supporting us this year. Have you ever heard of a cavity nesting bird? What is that? What kind of birds are cavity nesters, and do any of them live in our area? Do they live in trees or in my grandmother's birdhouse? Well, Ranger Herb is going to explain to us all about these types of birds. So take it away, Ranger Herb.
Greetings, I'm Jay Herb with Chester County Parks Plus Preservation. Thank you for joining us today to learn a little bit about cavity nesting species. Historically, natural cavities would be a hole in a tree, either from a rotten branch or from a woodpecker, which is a primary cavity nester. They have the ability to make their own cavities. Here's a few examples of man-made nest boxes. The one in the middle is designed specifically for bluebirds, but is also used by a number of other species. One of the critical components here is the hole size for entry, being large enough for the bird to get in, but not too large for other predators to get in. For the bluebird, it's a 1.5 inch cavity. The box on the right is labeled American Kestrel, but it's also the same box used for the eastern screech owl. Again, a much bigger cavity itself and a 3-inch hole. The box to the left is a wood duck box with a 6-inch hole. This is a male eastern bluebird. Much of the research of artificial cavities began when the bluebirds became uncommon. They're insect eaters, and there was plenty of insects around. Researchers didn't know why these birds were becoming rare, until it was determined that due to being a cavity nester, without cavities, they wouldn't reproduce. This slide shows an eastern bluebird during the winter. Most people think of the nest boxes only being used for reproduction during the summer season, but they can provide important winter habitat to keep a bird out of the cold, out of the wind, out of the elements, and actually require less calories to maintain body heat by providing protection. Here's an example of an eastern bluebird nest made of coarse grasses and white pine needles. The light blue eggs are usually laid in clutches of 3 to 6 with an average of 4 or 5. Approximately 10% of eggs will be white. After approximately 2 weeks of incubation by the adult parents, the nestlings are born, blind, hairless, but hungry. Given a few more weeks of feeding by their adult parents, feathers start to emerge, the eyes open, and they start to look a little bit more like the adult birds. As the nestlings gain strength and curiosity, they prepare for their first flight. Some of the other songbirds who would utilize the same type nest box includes the tree swallow. The tree swallow nest is made out of coarser grasses, not woven quite as neatly as the bluebird, but covered in feathers with white eggs. The chickadee is another songbird who would typically use the same type of nest box. The titmouse, another common backyard songbird, also uses the bluebird style nest box. Both chickadees and titmice use a moss nest lined with rabbit fur. The great crested flycatcher is a much less common cavity nesting species. The woven nest of the great crested flycatcher commonly contains shed snakeskins. The wren is also known for its beautiful song and its ability to eat household insects. The male wren builds a stick nest, possibly in multiple cavities if they're available. The female then picks the nest that she likes and adds the grass cup to hold the eggs. The eastern screech owl is a small raptor. It could be a red or a brown colored phase, and also uses natural or man-made cavities. Here's a male American kestrel who prefers both nesting and hunting out in open field areas. The male wood duck would choose a nest along with his mate near a wetland or a pond high above the water. Purple martins, with a male on the right and a female on the left, have nested around human populations for thousands of years, with Native Americans providing gourds hollowed out to help control insects around their villages. In addition to the numerous bird species we've highlighted as cavity nesters, there's also a number of small mammals, including raccoons, skunks, etc., that will use natural and sometimes man-made nest boxes. Now's the time to get outside, use your senses, and enjoy the wonders of nature.